look, Mike, your subscriber growth continues to beat the industry. I guess the big question is, what levers are you going to continue to pull to keep that up?
You know, there's so many tools in our toolbox, Emily. Thanks for having me on. You know, what we were able to show is that even in this environment with less switching, which is what we feed on at T-Mobile, I mean, taking share from AT&T and Verizon's our business model. Even with less switching going on, we were able to deliver some of our highest performance in our history. In fact, in 2020, 5.5 million postpaid net additions was an all-time company record. And we led the industry in Q4, finishing strong with 2.2 million overall postpaid phones in 2020 and 824,000 in Q4. So it just shows we've got momentum on our side. And that's while carrying around much higher churning Sprint, which is obviously a potential big tailwind as we bring that one from worst to first, just like we did with T-Mobile.
So your competitors are also getting more aggressive. What do you think about AT&T's aggressive iPhone giveaway?
You know, one of the things I said, we just completed our conference call, and one of the things I said is, look, real customer loyalty takes years to build up. And what you need to have is the best value and the best product. That's what T-Mobile has. And it's one of the reasons why I unveiled today that our Magenta T-Mobile brand had the lowest churn in the industry. And so while AT&T's throwing money at customers, I'd be doing the same thing if I saw T-Mobile running ahead on network, threatening to take all their customers. I'd be throwing money at them too. But the result was they had a big miss on EBITDA. And you know, obviously it's a Band-Aid. It's not about real customer loyalty. One thing I will point out, by the way, people keep asking about the competitive dynamic. I just want to say that the AT&T, Verizon, when you look at the sum of them, the net adds were about the same this year as they were last year. And so there isn't anything big going on in the dynamic other than some jockeying between them. The sum total, it's really the same.
All right. You've got an analyst day coming up in March. Do you expect the forecast or outlook to change after that when the auction quiet period is over?
Well, we're certainly anxious for that to be over so we can lay out a multi-year plan, because one of the restrictions is we can't talk about the post-auction dynamics. And so we had to delay that meeting until then. But we're really proud of this guide for 21 that we gave, and it's very bullish, the most bullish one we've ever done. Every year around this time, obviously we put out guidance, and we tend to be a little conservative. But look at that 4 to 4.7 million postpaid phone nets that we put out. If you were to look at what AT&T and Verizon did last year, that'd be double what AT&T did and triple what Verizon did. So I love the fact that people are asking, isn't that a little conservative? It's only double or triple your competitors' prior year performance. It's fantastic.
Now, I'm curious how attractive 5G has been as a feature this year. We've talked about how quickly it's growing. You've always told me it depends on handsets. We need more 5G capable handsets. Where do you think you'll be on 5G subscribers, let's say at the end of 2021?
Well, right now it's in the low double digits, and it's going to several times that. So this is a big year. And, all the major super phones that are high production phones are 5G now. And that just means it's a matter of time. And I do think we're going to see upgrades happening this year. People have been holding on to their phones for a long time. But 5G is a catalyst for a new phone purchase. They're going to have a lot of FOMO when they look at their friends and what they can do with a connection that is 8-10 times faster, and not just here and there, but with T-Mobile across 200 million population by the end of this year for our ultra capacity 5G. You know what Verizon has right now? 2 million. And so it's a huge catalyst year, not just for 5G, but for T-Mobile's lead in 5G.
How about TV and your TV Vision product, the skinny bundle offer? How many customers do you have there? How's that going?
Well, we don't announce customers, but we're really pleased with the experience that they're getting. And remember, we launched this just in time for our pilot on home broadband. And that's really what this is about. It's about being able, when we get into production on home broadband, which is still in pilot phase, to be able to offer the full package. Because one of the things we've learned is that people, in order to consider a change on their home broadband, a lot of them want a turnkey solution with a great TV offer as well. What I said when I announced it hasn't changed. We don't expect TV itself as a standalone to be a major profit center or a major cost center. It's a catalyst for the mobile business, but even more importantly for home broadband, which we haven't commercialized yet, but which we're really excited about.
Now, I know, Mike, you were listening in to the interview with Congressman Ken Buck earlier, who's now the ranking member on the House Antitrust Subcommittee. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of scrutiny on big tech in the years to come. You have some experience dealing with regulators and the Sprint deal. If there's one thing that the Biden administration could do that would make a difference for T-Mobile, what would it be?
Well, we're seeing certain things already. You know, one of the things the administration shows a big interest in is connectivity for Americans, and so do we. And I love it when we have a mutual interest with our government. And our Project 10 Million is about connecting kids in every part of this country and making sure no one is left behind, because education's the great leveler. And the administration seems to have similar views, and that's very, very encouraging. Reaching rural houses with broadband itself, very important. And that's what, as I just said, our broadband initiative is all about. You know, we don't have to get a wire to your house. We can transmit it in from a tower, and not a millimeter wave tower like some of our competitors that only goes meters. Ours goes miles. And so we can reach houses with broadband that others can't. And that seems to be important to the administration. Treating everybody fairly on the internet is something that we're hearing. So we're very encouraged.
So when it comes to your focus on subscribers for the next year, where are you going to be putting most of your energy?
One of the things on consumer you're going to see from us is a bigger focus on small town rural. You know, a lot of our success in the past, just based on where we came from, has been in the big urbans. But did you know our market share is less than half our national average in the 50 million homes that represent small town and rural? This is a big part of the country. And our market share is less than half our national average. So huge potential for us, especially as we emerge in those areas as the network leader. That's not all going to happen this year, but it's certainly a focus. And the second is business. We've always competed on price in business. Now we're competing on quality, and that's a big difference.